stick around, just like cigarette smoke. Like a dream, I fell asleep, but I never woke. They say you're bad, but I just can't let go.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a Valentine's Day look, and it's going to be featuring the new Nude palette by Huda Beauty, and I got this from John during Christmas, so it's been a while since I got it. However, I haven't used it a lot, and I just thought that for Valentine's Day this is pretty much the perfect palette to use for the occasion. So this is the look that I came up with. It's half done, but I just wanted to save some time and just show you guys how I did it on one eye, and I absolutely love how it's turning out, so let's get started. Okay, so I've already primed the lids. I just used the Fenty Beauty concealer and put it all over my lid. Oh, and by the way, I just love how this has a huge mirror. It's so nice. But anyways, the first color we're going to be using is Teddy, which is this nice mauve medium tone brown pink, I want to say. And we're just going to take a fluffy brush and basically go all over the lid, and mainly focusing on the crease. So far, like the 2 or 3 times that I've used this palette, I've noticed that it blends really well and pretty easily, as you can see right there, and it's pretty pigmented, so it looks really nice. So for that color, Teddy, we took it a little bit high, just a little bit close to the brow bone, because we're going to do a cut crease, so this is really going to show the gradient of the colors that we're going to use. So the next color I'm going to use is called Secret, and this is just to build up that first color that we put on and add some more depth into it, as you can see right there. And we're just going to do the same thing, basically blending it all together, but make sure not to go over the first color. You just want a gradient effect. And it's okay if you are a little messy for this step, because like I said, we're going to clean it all up with the concealer when we do the cut crease. And then for the next shade, we're going to go deeper, and it's in the shade Raw, and it's this super nice plum burgundy color. And we're just going to add that right into the crease and kind of do a V shape, because we're going to go right here on the outer corner. Alright, and then the next shade, I guess you can call it, is the concealed shade, which is a concealer. And I just wanted to try this out because I've never seen a concealer in an eye palette before, so I just want to see how this felt. It felt pretty nice. It's a little thin for my liking, if that makes sense, or it's not as creamy. I'm just used to using like a really thick creamy concealer for doing cut creases, but this one's pretty good. The only thing that I don't like about it is that all the shadows get onto this particular shade because it has a sticky base, so it gets dirty. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do with it, if I should depot it and put it somewhere else, but then my palette will look weird. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to go with the cut crease, and we're going to go with more of like a half, maybe like 2/3 cut crease. So I just like to put one down the middle, and then I like to look up and then kind of map out the shape. Then after laying it down, I like to take a sponge and just smooth it out. And this is why I didn't want to put on foundation first, because I know I was going to mess it up if I do this step. Alright, and then next we're going to take the shade Base, which is this nice cream white, and we're going to lay that down right onto the concealer so it's nice and smooth. And then we're going to go in with Raw again, and we're going to focus that more on the outer corner because we're going to deepen up the shade right there since we kind of lost it from the concealer. This is probably one of my favorite colors so far out of all the colors that I've been using. I just love how like soft and pigmented and how smooth it just lays down on the base. So we're just going to kind of pack it on right there, and then we're going to take a blending brush and fuse those colors. And then the next shade we're going to do, which is kind of the exciting part, is we're going to take the shade Crave, and this is one of the, what do they call it? It's one of the multi-reflective shadows, and we're going to put that right on the middle and a little bit towards the inner corner. And what I like to do is I like to take my pinky. I've tried brushes like synthetic, but it didn't give me the pigment that I wanted, and I found that my fingers work best. So I'm just going to lay that down. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh. The only problem is that I have to be super careful about it. After laying it down kind of like where I want it to go, I just take a brush, and this is like a synthetic flat brush, and then I map it out and kind of clean it up a little bit. Alright, so I just kind of raised it a little bit higher because it was getting uneven, so I had to fix it a little bit. But after that, if you lose some of the pigment raw from the outer corner, just take a little bit more and kind of diffuse that shade with the shimmering one. Alright, and then the next shade we're going to do is we're going to go back into Teddy, and we're going to do the lower lash line. This is actually a really nice color too. It's like a nudie pink. And honestly, this shade, Teddy, would be really pretty as a lip color. So we're just going to smoke it out on the lower lash line. And we're going to take this pretty low. Because, you know, it's like a special occasion, so it's okay to go a little dramatic. And to bring it lower, I like to just take the other end of this brush, and it's kind of like a fluffy blender brush, but it's like a smaller compact one. And after that, we're going to take Raw, and we're going to go in just right on the outer corner. We're not going to take it all the way in because we want to keep this part of the eye a little bit more open, at least for me since I have smaller eyes. And if you go too low, it's okay because when you do the foundation and concealer, you can clean it right up. And I kind of like to connect where the eyeshadow meets on top so it has a nice and even flow. And then I'm going to go back into the shade Base, and we're going to use that as a brow bone highlight as well as kind of diffusing the transition shades with that color in order for a more airbrushed look. So for lashes today, we're going to take the Kiss lashes, and this is the triple push-up collection, and it looks like this. They look gorgeous, and these are in the style Brassiere. So next we're just going to take a wipe and we're going to wipe off any fallout or excess glitter. And I barely see any, but I just see like tiny specks of glitter. So I just want to wipe that off before we put on our base for our face. And then I just want to add moisture back to my face, so I'm just going to put some face lotion. And then for my base, I'm just going to use this CoverGirl Color Neutralizing Primer and then the Honey Do Me Up Primer by NYX. It's just a really cool consistency. It's gel-like, but I mean, I guess you could say it literally is kind of like honey, but it's not as sticky. So that's just going to give us a more dewy, fresh look to the skin, since that's what I'm going for. So for foundation, we're going to go in with the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and this is in the shade Fiji. If you guys are wondering if you guys like have the same skin tone as me, this is definitely my shade, especially during the winter cold times. Lately, I just like blending my foundation with a brush first, because I think it just really distributes the product more evenly, and then I go in with a sponge and just pat it all over my face to really pat the product in and make sure my skin really like absorbs the foundation, rather than having like 80% of the foundation being absorbed into the sponge first. So I just did one pump because that's really all I need, and I don't really like to go too heavy on the foundation. I just like to even out my skin and cover up any like discoloration. And then I like to take the sponge and I just like to go in and pat that in and make sure that everything is even and covered up. And then we're going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Concealer, and I'm in the shade 180, and I think this shade is perfect with the Nars Fiji shade. And I just want to go under the eyes and then I'm going to go around the nose and around the mouth. And this just gives me a little bit more coverage where I want it, especially under the eye. Every time I put concealer after like eyeshadow, it just really makes it stand out. I don't know, it's just so satisfying to look at like that. And this is another reason why I didn't finish up the eyes completely, like the mascara and the inner corner highlight, because I know that obviously the concealer would cover it all up and mess it up. So I just like to work under the eye first before finishing off the eye look. So I just took some Airspun powder and kind of set and bake a little bit under my eyes. And then I'm going to take a bigger fluffy brush and just go all over the face and dust it. And then I like to dust off under the eyes any excess powder. So I noticed that the new Nude palette doesn't have like an inner corner highlight type of color. So I'm just going to go in with my e.l.f. Cosmetics Heart Defensor Coffee and Cream highlighter, and we're going to use the lighter shade as the inner corner highlight. So that's a little too bright in my opinion, so I'm going to take the darker shade in the compact and kind of even that color out. Guys, I'm really happy with how like this look turned out. It looks so nice. I think I'll actually wear this like on a date night with me and John. So we're finally going to finish off the eyes with some mascara, and I'm using the same mascara that I used on my top lashes, and this is the Maybelline Falsies, my absolute #1 favorite, and it's the waterproof formula. And I always get waterproof formula mascaras because it really holds the curl up all day, and it doesn't feel heavy on the lash. Next, we're going to take the Hoola Benefit bronzer, and we're just going to bronze up the face. And I'm taking the Morphe M405 brush, and I like to dab like the excess off my hand because it's pretty pigmented. And I'm going to take some on the bridge of my nose, or on the sides of my nose I mean, and carve out my nose. And then I'm going to blend with the same brush. So next we're going to do blush, and I just kind of cut the bronzer just to make it look more sharper and cleaner. And we're going to take this Sweet Cheeks palette by NYX, and the colors that I'm going to use is I'm going to use this pink one right here, and we're going to add a little bit of shimmer of it using the pink shimmery one. And we're just going to take this Real Techniques blush brush, and we're going to mix these two colors together. And these are pretty pigmented, so you want to be very, very careful. And I'm going to add a little bit on the nose, and then we're going to brush off that powder. Next, we're going to go in with highlight, and we're using the e.l.f. highlight again. And this time we're just going to mix the two colors and put it on the high points of our cheeks. And take some on the nose. And then to set everything in, we're going to use this Pearlessence Rose Water. And this is from Sephora. And we're just going to spray that all over the face. And for lips, we're going to go in with the Fenty gloss, and this is in the shade Fussy. And I really want to make the lips simple because I've been loving glossy lips lately. And it's so weird because I remember when I had, or when everyone had the liquid lipstick phase, like when it was all in the rave, but I feel like glossy lips are back in. So yeah. So we're just going to take the Fussy gloss, and we're going to put it right on the lips. Look who came to visit!
Hi.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we could get you food.
Okay. And the makeup is done. I am so happy to see how it turned out. I actually really, really like how it turned out, and I think I'll definitely be wearing this on like a date night or something. So, I curled my hair just for this video for you guys, and so I'm just gonna put it down. Honestly, I could have left it up because it kind of looks cute, or in the clips. And that, guys, completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you guys so much for your support, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!